Welcome back. Regular viewers of the show may remember that a few weeks ago, our job coach, Mary Abaget, revealed to me and the world my Myers-Briggs personality. It turns out I'm an ENFP. But to use Myers-Briggs successfully in the workplace, you need to understand not only your personality type, but those around you. And in a small business environment, you don't always have the luxury of simply not getting along. So back to tell us more for this week's Small Business Spotlight, Mary Abaget, president and co-founder of Careerstone Group. Mary, welcome.
Welcome. I love what you said. You're right. In a small business, you better get along.
And big business is important too, but really in a small business,
Absolutely.
you don't have the luxury of hiding from some of the people in the workplace. So first, let's refresh everyone on what the different categories are. Tick those off for us.
All right. So Myers-Briggs is about 4 different personality preferences. Extroversion or introversion, E versus I. Extroversion is when you get your energy from the outside world, introversion from the inside world. The next temperament preference is N or S, intuitive or sensing. N's are big picture people, S's are detail people.
Okay.
The third is thinking or feeling. Thinkers make decisions based on logical criteria. Feelers tend to run things through their value system. And then the last one is the J or the P, judging or perceiving, and that's about how much you enjoy structure. J's try to control the world. P's like to experience the world.
So as a P, I will say, I don't think there is a right or a wrong personality type. I think there are some people in the world who believe that their personality type is the right personality type.
There are those who think that, but you're right. And no, there is not one personality type that's better than the other, but they are different. And when people are different than us, we tend to kind of clash sometimes.
So tell us some of the most obvious friction points between personality types.
I think in the workplace, introversion versus extroversion can be a big friction point. I think the J and the P can be a big friction point, and the N and the S. But I think introversion, extroversion is really out there.
I love that book Quiet that says that there's a
too.
societal bias against introversion. As an E who really wants to be an I, I'll say that we need to listen more to the introverts and not just to us loud extroverts.
That's right. So some tips for some extroverts to get along better with their introvert colleagues. I got 3 things for you. 1, put the word wait on your computer, and that stands for why am I talking? Sometimes extroverts just talk to fill the silence because silence makes them uncomfortable.
That is true.
I also want extroverts to just leave some space at the end of their sentences because introverts like to process before they speak, and sometimes we just don't leave enough space for the introverts to get in.
That's true. I will jump in because I don't want that other person to feel awkward.
That's right. But introverts don't feel awkward. Now, introverts, if you're with your extroverted friends, I want you to do a couple of things. I want you, first of all, to explain your silence, because sometimes introverts just go inside, and the extroverts are making up all kinds of stories about why we're not saying anything. So say, like, I need to think about something.
And in meetings with all the bosses, you can look like you're just not engaged.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Sometimes you have to speak even though you don't feel ready to. You have to practice speaking before your thoughts are complete, because if you don't, the opportunity to engage or get your ideas in may pass you by.
And just know that the I's are so much ahead of us E's who always talk without stopping and can be a big problem. Okay, so talk about another friction point, sensing versus intuitive.
Yeah, and this is how we gather information, how we give out information. So this is a lot around communication. So S's tend to be very detail-oriented, facts, specifics, what's here and now. And the N's are very big picture. So if you're an S talking to an N, do not just drown them with details. We don't care. Like, use executive summaries, get to the point, lead with your lead, and then offer details, okay? So that's the thing, we just don't care. And it takes more than data to like impress an N. We need to be inspired. Now, N's dealing with S's, remember what you say may be taken literally, because N's tend to be very big picture, S's will take it literally. So try to be more concrete in your conversation.
Oh, that is so true.
Use facts and details. If someone asks you a question, just don't say, oh, it's over there somewhere. Like, give them specifics.
Okay, only 30 seconds left.
Okay.
Let's tackle, should we do judgers versus
J's and P's. Okay, so P's, the people who like freedom and, lack of control. When you're dealing with J's, realize they like structure. So let them know when you're going to make your decisions. Let them know that you're going to do something, and keep a list. It makes the J's happy. J's, dude, we can't control everything all the time. So schedule a day where you're just not in control and allow your Ps some freedom and flexibility to take some time to gather information before they come to a decision.
Mary, I could do this topic with you every single week. I love it. If people want to know more about it, you say there's 2 things they can do. Of course, they can email you,
me, yep.
Mary@careerstonegroup.com, and they can also go to a website that offers a free version of Myers-Briggs.
Yeah, absolutely.
MBTIcomplete.com.
Complete.com.
Mary Abaget, you're great.
Rebecca Cooper, thank you.
Thank you. And stay with us when we come back. Our roundtable will try to answer the question, was the executive editor of the New York Times a bad manager or too tough as a woman? We'll talk that and more coming up.